Hi guys and welcome to a new video here on my channel. My name is Andy. Thank you for joining me here today in our cozy chaotic corner of the internet. Now if you're new here, we do a lot of bookish media fun videos here on the channel, and if this sounds like something you would enjoy, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps. If you're returning, kisses, thank you for coming back. I love you the most. Now on today's video I was actually thinking we can do a 24-hour readathon. I've seen a lot of people doing that and I thought, that looks like a lot of fun, so we should give it a try, but with a bit of twisted, yeah, with the rules being a bit twisted here. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not gonna stay up 24 hours because your girl needs sleep and I'm like a cranky baby if I don't get my sleep. So we're not gonna do that, but what I'm gonna do is basically read for 24 hours. So we're gonna start the timer when we're reading, we're gonna stop it when we stop. And I picked a few books that we're gonna read, and basically the video will end when the timer hits zero. That's basically the goal here with this one, to see exactly how much are we gonna read in 24 hours of pure reading, if you want. Okay, and for this I have four books prepared here with me, and I want to show them to you one by one. Now if it happens to finish those books, we're gonna deal with that then, off timer, of course. But for now, I picked those four. I think it's a good starting point. Okay, and the first book here is gonna be Tears of the Wolf. I hope you can see my screen there, by Elisabeth Wheatley. Now you may know her as the book goblin, especially on TikTok. I love her. She's hilarious. I love the whole book goblin skit. I think it's a phenomenon, and I've always been curious about her books. I had no idea where to start and what to pick first, so I decided to start with Tears of the Wolf, which is book one in the Wrath and Weeping series. Now we do have the second volume in the series, and if we love this one, we might just jump in and read the other one as well. But I'm very curious and very excited to read it. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get to it in this vlog. And last but not least, you have no idea how excited I am to finally read this book. We're gonna read Starside by Alex Astor. I'm so excited. I've seen everyone talking about it, and I'm just so freaking curious. You have no idea. I cannot wait to read this. And it's so gorgeous. Look at this. Yeah. So we are definitely gonna read that as well. Now, what are we gonna start with? I have no idea. I have zero idea. But we're gonna decide when we start reading this. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, guys, I'm in this huge dilemma. I have no idea which book should we start first. So, let me show you the options, okay? Okay, so here are the options. So, first we have Starside. Just to take it out of the way, I'm excited about all of them, okay? So, we have first Starside. Then we have Benefica, Sentient, and Tears of the Wolf. Which one are we gonna read first? I have absolutely no idea. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do an mini, miny, mo. Yeah, no, that was too obvious. You know what? The word has spoken. We're gonna start with Tears of the Wolf. Okay, guys, update time. So we've been around 2 hours and a half in our readathon. Let me just show you really quick. So yeah, we have around 21 hours and a half, something like that left, and we've been reading Tears of the Wolf by Elisabeth With. And I think we are about 40% in, something like that, in the book. Now, to be honest, it's quite interesting. I'm not sure exactly where I put it yet. It's a very much of a Viking stories, and it's a slow burn romance also. Now the whole story is between this southern sorcerer and this Northern Viking figure, which I think is quite an interesting dynamic. I'm not gonna lie, and we also have a lot of dogs, and we love dogs here very very much, and it's the whole telepathic canine communication, which I think is so nice. I absolutely love that. And yeah, it seems to be a big part of the story, which I kind of find very interesting, but so far I cannot pinpoint exactly where I'm gonna go with the story, where I'm how I'm gonna feel about it rather than anything else. So yeah, so far so good. Quite interesting. Not gonna lie. Now, I do have some work to do. So what I was thinking we could do, I wanted to listen to an audiobook. So we also, aside from the four books that we picked, I really want to read every summer after. So I'm gonna add that on an audiobook while I'm doing some work here. But I'm gonna start the timer and everything. Just gonna show you in a minute. So yeah, that's the first update here. We're gonna go back to reading here and see you in a bit. Okay, guys, update time. So we have around 16 hours and 44 minutes left of our readathon, and we finished every summer after. I just wrapped it up on Audible. I wanted to update you guys along the way, but I got swapped out in work and stuff, and I just ate it up basically. And it went by pretty fast. I don't know why I was thinking it will take longer. I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, quick impression if you want. So I'll have to be honest with you. I picked up this book simply because I'm very curious about the TV show that's coming out, and I was hearing only good things about it. And I'm like, okay, you know that sounds like an amazing read. Let's do that. Uh, and I liked it. I will have to be honest with you. I really liked it. My only thing is that I don't know. It feels like the summer I turned pretty meets kissing booth in a way. I mean, it's exactly how it feels like, except they are adults now. So that type of a thing, the second chance, friends to lovers type of a romance story. You know what? But all I really enjoyed it. It was very nice, very relaxing. It went, as I mentioned, went by so fast. So all in all, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5, 4 star. I think it's gonna be a 4 star. I mean, it was quite fun. Did it wake something in me that no other book did? No, but I would recommend it. I mean, it was very enjoyable. So yeah, I think a 4 star. It's a very decent one. 3.54. I'm gonna decide upon the ranking on on Goodreads. But yeah, around those lines I am right now after finishing it. So yeah, that's my update here. What we're gonna do next today. I still have a bit less of Tears of the Wolf. I read most of it already. I think I have. Let me see. I think around 40% left, as I was mentioning to you earlier. Just give me a second. So I have around 2 hours and 40 minutes left according to my Kindle. Yeah, I'm around 50% mark at page 184 out of 379. So yeah, pretty much at the mid point. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna finish that one tonight. That's the goal for today, and then we're gonna pick it back up afterwards. No, I'm not sure if I'm gonna start anything else today, or we're just gonna wrap this one up. Uh, and yeah, I'm gonna catch up with you on our next update. Hi guys, excuse my face. I had the migraines of all migraines apparently today. Regardless of that, I just wanted to update you on our readathon here. So right now we are sitting at about 16 hours left. And I realized that the last time we talked, I was reading Tears of the Wolf. Now I did decided to DNF that in the end. We were about 60 something percent in it, but just I was not resonating to it at all. I felt slightly bored, unfortunately. I know I just did not feel the whole connection between the characters. I did not feel that chemistry that they were building towards, and it was just not quite there for me. At least it's how I felt up to that point. I decided that it's time to just pull the plug. But I'm not saying I will never pick it back up. If you actually read it and you loved it, let me know in the comments if I should pick it back up. Maybe you can convince me and we can give it another shot. But so far, it was just not for me. So I ready to start in DNF this one. Unfortunately, that was kind of about it. Now, as I mentioned, we have 16 hours left, and we have, well, 3 books left, considering we added the audiobook as a last minute thing there. And I am thinking we should finally start Starside. I think it's time, you guys. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna start Starside, and just see you in a bit with the first update. Hi guys, quick update on our readathon. We have around 12 hours and 35 minutes left. I hope you can see there. And we actually started Starside yesterday. Now I believe we're about 25% in, something like that, and I'm obsessed. So I really enjoyed it. I'm so curious what's gonna happen. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not the most original story I've ever seen, but it's so hooking it. I cannot wait to see exactly what's gonna happen. The whole premise is very interesting, so I'm very much looking forward to that. So we're gonna go ahead and continue reading, and I'm gonna see you shortly with our next update. We have around 8 hours left in our readathon, and we are about 60% into Starside. We're clearly gonna finish it, that's for sure. Not sure how much we're gonna get to read afterwards. So this one will sure be done. We'll see if maybe I pick one of the smallest one and hopefully we finish it. But if not, we're just gonna finish it later on and then update you on everything. So yeah, quick update here. So as I mentioned, I'm about 60% into Starside. Oh my god, this shit is so catchy. It's just so freaking catchy, you guys. I'm there set. I've been devouring every single word, every single little thing. I'm so freaking excited and so curious what the fuck is gonna happen. I'm locked in. I'm decided. I'm all there, body and soul and everything you want. So yeah, I cannot wait to see how things will wrap up and end. But yeah, in the meantime, that's where we are right now. We are gonna continue to read slash listen some more from Starside, and then I'm gonna see you in a few seconds for you with our next update. Morning, you guys. Update time. So we have about 3 hours left in our readathon. Let me just show you. And I think we will have to change up the plans a bit. So first and foremost, we finished Starside. What the fuck? What just happened? I loved it. Don't get me wrong. As I think I mentioned to you, it's not the most original story, not the most original take on things. There are a couple of tropes and things that you will find slightly familiar, but in the end it was so nice, so awesome. The story was so interesting. One of the best and well composed romantasies I've read in a while. Now that finale though, that's illegal. That should really be illegal. What do you mean we have to wait with that one for I don't know how long, a few months maybe? Hopefully a few months. I know it's supposed to come out this year, so I'm hoping that still stands. But oh my fucking god. I'm just mind blown, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to just wait and sit on that finale for a couple of months. I've been thinking about it non-stop since I finished the book, and it's been 3 days. So yeah, do with that as you may. Regardless of that, I absolutely loved it. I initially ranked it 4 stars, but I kept thinking and thinking about it and it kept sticking with me, and I decided to rank it up to a 4.5, which is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best romantasies I've read in a while. Now, since we only have 3 hours left, none of the books that we previously chose we'll do it, because we're not gonna finish any of those in just 3 hours. So I was thinking we can pick up something slightly shorter so we can actually finish in those 3 hours. That would be my goal. If we don't finish in those 3 hours, we're just gonna do the vlog until we finish that book, so I can update you on, since well, we're starting it here. Let me just show you what I was thinking, okay? So I was thinking to go ahead and start the Never King. Now I'm extremely curious because I understood this is dark romancy take on Peter Pan. I think it will be rather dark romantasy or something like that. I'm not extremely familiar with what's going on. I just know the rough idea and it sounded quite cool and quite interesting. So I think that's what we're gonna tackle next, so we can wrap up the vlog here. And yep, I'm gonna see you in a few seconds for you with our first update on the Never King. We are officially done with our 24-hour read. If I haven't inserted a clip, I will right now of when I finished this book last night. I think we had around 4 minutes left, something like that. I think that's gonna slide. I think that's fine. It's a bit hard to finish a book in 5 minutes. Just saying. But we did finish The Never King last night. And I have thoughts. So, first and foremost, for those of you that don't know, The Never King is very much a dark romantasy retelling of the Peter Pan story, okay? Which, don't get me wrong, I do love to see. There are so many Peter Pan retellings. Peter Pan is so often the bad guy in a lot of retellings that is just so much fun to see that twist added in and that new perspective, you know? And that's exactly the case here. So basically our main character, her name is Winnie. I If I have one pet peeve with this book, who on earth named the kid Winnie? No. No. So no. Regardless of that, basically Winnie is the granddaughter of Wendy. You know, Winnie, Wendy, you know. I think you got the pun here. But yeah, basically, she's, I don't know, the descendant, I think would be. Anyway, she's the granddaughter of Wendy. I think we all know Wendy from the original Peter Pan story with him and Tinkerbell and everyone. Well, in this case, she's a granddaughter, and basically every couple of years, whenever the girls in this family, in the Darling family, turned 18, Pan came and kidnapped them and basically turned their brain into mush. That's the story that we've been told across the books. All the women in this book are going through the same process, okay? And this is, again, from the back, nothing spoilery. For about 2 centuries, something like that, this is what's been happening every single time. Now, we also meet Winnie's mother. She's a bit affected by that kidnapping, and no one is actually believing her. Case in point, Winnie is completely convinced that she's just not home anymore to be nice about it. But yeah, it turns out that the situation is true, and when that moment comes, of course, that Peter Pan is gonna come and kidnap her. Except this time it's not gonna be him. Anyway, this time is gonna be a bit different. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna give you too much. The whole thing is that she is kidnapped, but his purpose for all the kidnappings is basically to save himself, to save the island, and just basically to live because both him and the island are dying at the moment. Go ahead and read this book. It's so freaking good. I had a blast. Now beware, this is spicy, extremely spicy. I would say it's smutty, but with such a good storyline that I'm not sure if we necessarily can include her in a smutty. I know that usually the smut label is added when there's more spice than anything else, but this one has such a good storyline. Also, it's a series. I believe there are around 5 books in the series, and I don't know about you, but I'm gonna start the next one today. Because I absolutely love this and I need to know what's gonna happen. It's ending in a cliffhanger, obviously, and I'm just very, very curious on what's gonna happen with everything. Now, I rated this book 4 stars. I don't know what anyway. I rated this book 4 stars, and to be honest, I really, really like it. As I mentioned to you, I don't like the fact that our main character is called Winnie. I think that should not be a thing. We're not gonna go back into this. And also, I like the story, but as you can see here, this is quite a tiny book. It had around 200 and so pages. So you're gonna go through it pretty fast. I think it took me around 3 hours to go through it, something like that. And yeah, it's quite nice, quite interesting. I want more. I think that's what I wanted at this point. More. But aside from that, it was such a good story, such an interesting book. I cannot wait to deep dive into more and see what's gonna happen. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna start book 2 later on today, and I'm gonna keep you posted on it. Okay. Now, with that being said, we wrapped up our entire readathon here. We read, I believe, around 1200 and so pages. I'm gonna add here on the screen how many pages we actually were able to read in the entirety of our readathon, and that's purely 24 hours of reading. Now, I know that initially we were discussing about 4 other books that we didn't get to do, but you know, things change and we had to adapt as we go along. But it's fine. We read 2 of the 4 initial one that we planned, plus 2 others. So in total, we read 4 books and around 1200 pages, which I think is pretty good. If you ask me, I think that's very, very good. I'm very pleased with that outcome. And just to recap here, we were the Tears of the Wolf, and we DNF'd. Then we have Starside, and we rated 4.5 stars. Then we have Every Summer After, and that we rated 3.5 stars. And then we have The Never King that we just discussed about, and this is a 4 star. So all in all, I think it was pretty good. I'm quite pleased with this. I cannot wait for me to dig into the next book in the series. I don't even know how the series is called. Let me just see if I can find out. Oh, okay. So the series is called The Vicious Lost Boys. Okay, so that's basically the story of it, the name of the series. So yeah, um, and with that being said, I think we can wrap up here the vlog. I hope you had fun. I know it's been a bit chaotic. I'm still getting used on vlogging, and I'm very much a newbie here, so you'll have to bear with me while I gain a bit more experience in doing this. But I still hope you had fun and just spend the day if you chose to spend the day with me. And yeah, if you had fun, make sure you hit that like button. It really, really helps. And until next time I see you, stay cozy in your chaos, you guys. Bye.